Welcome to yet another topic on this soft skills training. And we're going to be looking at the topic networking for success. And some of the things we're going to be covering is what networking really is, the benefits of networking, strategies that you need for creating and sustaining networks, and an interesting one, how to connect and sell yourself online. Don't forget that you're supposed to have taken your pre-test at this link, so go ahead and take your pre-test at this link right now. So once again, my name is Ezine Uzoije, and I'll be taking you through this training. So what is networking? Networking is the process that you establish mutually beneficial relationships with other people. And this relationship can be professional or social relationships. So it's a process of establishing mutually beneficial relationships with other people. It's important that you take note of that word mutually beneficial when it comes to establishing those relationships. That means as much as you're networking, as much as you're forming relationships with other people, you need to also be able to give them value when you're getting value from them. And in the networking relationship, you see that there's an exchange of information and ideas amongst the individuals or the groups that usually share a common interest. So most of the time, a networking can be in a business setting or for a business purpose or for a social purpose. Networking is all about connecting with people, nurturing relationships, sharing information, tapping into hidden job markets, learning about career opportunities. Sometimes it's also about learning about business opportunities that exist. So there are actually many benefits that exist for networking. You're able to strengthen your business connections and relationships with these people. Networking helps you get new ideas for things that you're working on because you're able to knock off ideas and thoughts with these people that you meet, and you're able to get access to job opportunities. And this is a key factor for a lot of people that may be looking for new opportunities in tech. The key is usually through networking. The truth is people that recommend other people. When there's a vacancy in a company, it's usually someone that is aware of your capacity that may recommend you for hiring, that may recommend you to send in your CV. Sometimes even um some organizations are able to hire before they formally put out a call for employment. So networking can be able to give you access to job opportunities. Whether or not a formal call was made or not, you may be able to gain networks that can give you tips for getting a job opportunity or how you can put in your best foot forward. Another benefit of networking is also in building confidence. When you're able to surround yourself with lots of people that are vibrant just like you're better able to tackle challenges that you meet in life, in career and business, and you're able to advance in your career. You get more visible because you're able to attend professional or social events. You're also able to advance your business. If it's business that you started, you can join business networks, and then you can be able to get people that can recommend you for contracts or for positions where your specialty is required. Now, there are strategies for creating and sustaining networks. The first is to join professional bodies and associations. Now, there are many professional bodies and associations. Right now, that you are in tech, there are many bodies that are open and available. For women, you may see that there's She Code Africa, you may see For Loop Africa, you may see Figma. There are lots of communities and associations, and some of them may not be very popular, and so you may be able to get to know most of them when you ask people in the community, ask your facilitators, ask even your colleagues in this fellowship. So get to know the professional bodies that you are interested in and join them. There are lots of them. Even Rotary Club accepts people from every background. It's just an association. There are many tech networks, associations. There's Digital for digital marketers. There are lots of bodies that you can join. There's AGS Tribe for career people and women. There are lots of them around. So get to understand which one is applicable to you. Let me give more examples. When it comes to business or startups, there's Startup Grind. Almost every state in Nigeria has a Startup Grind chapter. You can get to find out which one is in your state and join them. There's also Nigeria Startups. That one is a virtual based platform for Nigerian startups. So get to know the one that applies to you and join them. The benefit to joining them is that when you join, you can be able to mingle with other people in those associations. And this is something else that you need to take note of. Sometimes when you join those communities, they are not free communities, they are paid membership communities. Maybe they can ask you to pay for a year or for 6 months. So when you join those communities, it doesn't benefit you that you just join it and you're quiet. Sometimes when those communities are virtual, you may see that they are using Slack or they're using WhatsApp or they're using Telegram or Facebook group. When you join those communities, it will make sense for you to mingle with others, to associate with others, because the whole point of networking is that you're creating relationships with other people. And when you join those communities and people don't even notice that you're there, then you're not being fair to yourself, you're not maximizing it enough. Another strategy for creating and sustaining networks is to make the move. When you see someone that you may want to network with, that you may want to form some sort of business association or relationship with, make the move. Go to them, talk to them, introduce yourself, ensure that you don't make it all about yourself. Ensure that you also get to know them, ask them what they do, because people like to talk about themselves as well. If you approach somebody and you talk only about yourself, the person may be bored and not want to give you audience going forward. So ensure that when you go for events, when you go for conferences, that you're the sort of person that you don't just sit with your friends, that you make the move to actually make new contacts, make new relationships, and you follow them up right after the event to expand your network. Then promote yourself. How do you promote yourself? It means that you promote yourself by attempting to be the person that speaks in meetings, speaks in groups, speaks at events. If you have questions, don't shy away. And if you have questions to ask at an event, don't just stand and then ask the question and then you have to be reminded that you need to say your name and what you do and where you work. Start by standing up, saying your name, saying what you do. Sometimes saying what you do is not just by saying, "Oh, I'm a software developer." You could just say, "I help create profitable mobile apps for my clients," and it helps push the message home, because you may be surprised one or two people are not even sure of what software developer means. So promote yourself, say your name, say what you do, and go ahead and ask your question. This can help a lot of people. You may see at the end of asking that question, at the end of the event, people may want to meet with you, discuss one or two things with you, and form business relationships with you from there. Another way to promote yourself is by writing articles or books. Get to know what are the sort of articles you can write for your industry. You may just start with Medium, but go beyond Medium. Get to know, do you need to start your own website or blog? What are the communities you can write for? Do you need to write for Hashnode and all of those things? Do you need to get into technical writing? These are things that can help you become visible. Sometimes people just use Twitter and then push out regular content that is helpful for clients, for people in the industry, and this helps them form relationships with other people. Now, promoting yourself is something that is important, and it also relies on you believing that you are somebody that can bring value to other people. So ensure that you believe in the value that you can bring to other people. Now, another strategy for creating and sustaining networks is meeting people through other people. Remember, I mentioned that you should be the sort of person that introduces people. All right, introduce people when you go to events to someone else, link someone up to another person. So you can also be that person that you are linked to someone else. That means when you go to events with someone else, you can remind them, "Oh, introduce me to people that are in my field." Sometimes people don't know these things. They don't know that they're supposed to be the linker to brokerage links between one person and another. So when you chip it in, the person can do it for you. And another way is through referrals. You can if you know somebody that you want to build a relationship with, you can ask that Someone that knows the two of you can send a mail to that person and copy you, and just make a warm recommendation of how you can bring value to that other person. Most times this is something that a lot of people shy away from, because if they don't trust you a lot, they may not want to do it, so that their reputation will not be put on the line. So ensure that you understand that who you are asking for this thing knows you very well, because their reputation will basically be put on the line for you. Then ask for suggestions on how you can expand your network. There are lots of ways that you can expand your network. The whole point of networking is not just about knowing one or two people, but knowing lots of people, forming acquaintances, relationships with people that you meet. Someone that you meet knows a lot of other people. So you can get to ask them to recommend people to you, or recommend professional bodies, organizations to you that can be beneficial to you. So ask for suggestions on how to expand your network. Make it to be a topic. Ensure that you're having value-driven topics with people that are your friends or that are in your network, so that they can be able to suggest other ways that you can expand your network. An important thing to do when you are creating or sustaining networks is to follow up. A lot of times, people go to events, they start the first step of creating a network and relationship, which is by collecting contacts, and that's where it ends. They collect lots of business cards, they have business cards of over 100 people, emails of a lot of people, phone numbers of a lot of people, but they don't have relationships with those people. After the event, they go home and throw in the card somewhere, shut down their phone, they never reach out to those people. If you meet someone in an event today, you are supposed to send a message at the end of that event, telling the person, "Oh, it was so nice to meet you at so 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 event." Remind the person of a topic, because maybe that person met lots of people. Remind the person of something insightful you talked about, so that he or she can pinpoint exactly who you are, and then include your name at the end of the message. You can ask a question that will make the person have to reply, or you can also follow up that thing, maybe over with 2 weeks, 1 month, send another message. These are different ways you can create networks. Sometimes you can follow up those people by also reaching out to them on social media, engaging on their posts if they post regularly. This will help get get you on top of mind of those people. Sometimes you can also follow up by occasional text messages or timely phone calls to put yourself on the consciousness of these people. Then remember people's emotional days, their birthdays, their wedding anniversary. These are things that matter for people. Sometimes even happy new moon messages help people, and when you just send those messages, it helps to make you stay on top of mind of those people. Then you can set a goal to meet at least 5 people or more at each event. Don't be the sort of person that goes to events and you're wanting to just take pictures with the speakers, maybe popular celebrity speakers. No, that should go beyond that. Go ahead to have a goal for the people you may want to meet. Sometimes you can go for an event and the celebrity speakers may not be your target. It could be some people in the audience that or you need them for a new level that you're trying to attain to. Make a point to exchange contacts, to form relationships, have conversations with 5 more people that you don't even know. Don't just go to events with your friends and you sit in a corner and do everything alone and go home. Meet new people. The point of going to events, physical events, should be so that you can meet new people, people that you can be able to brainstorm things with, exchange ideas with, form new strong networks with. Another thing is to ensure that you carry your business cards with you everywhere. So right now you may not have a business card, but endeavor to have a business card. Create one as you progress. You may also start out with a digital business card, but digital business cards are not very common in this country. So even if you want to exchange a digital business card, you may be surprised the next person is not aware of how to use it, and that could be a barrier. But if you can create a business card, it doesn't cost a lot of money to get about 100. Create one, and then you can be able to drop them with people at events. But also take note that just meeting people and then giving them your business cards is not how you build networks. You need to follow up on them. You need to create impressions on them. So don't just make the beeline for giving them business cards. You come back from events and you say, "Oh, I gave out 20 business cards." You also need to remember that giving out business cards is not where it ends. If those people don't remember you, if they did not really feel like they felt a connection to you, then that's it. You just wasted those business cards. Follow up on everybody you give a business card to. Then also when you go for events, don't just make a beeline for your seat. Don't just rush to go and sit. Don't just rush after every dinner, after every event, go and stay on your own. Sometimes even in churches, don't just do things alone. Try to interact with two or more people. Don't sit alone. Don't just do everything alone. The next thing you're pressing your phone. Try and interact with people beside you. These are ways that you make new networks. If you are in buses, if you enter flights to go to somewhere, interact with people beside you. These are ways that you form new and strong networks. Now, another thing is to try not to sit by people you know. This is a rule you can come up with. If you are going for events, especially tech events, try and separate from the friends that you know, because when you sit with the friends that you know, it's very likely that you will not want to associate with other people. You may feel like, oh, I already have people I'm talking with, and then you don't associate with other people. At events, when you're going to events with friends, you can separate from your friends and sit on your own. This will force you to have to mingle with other people. Then always ensure that you're friendly and approachable. How do you keep your face? Are you always frowning? This could be a barrier for people to actually come towards you. Be someone that is approachable. Approachability can also be taken from non-verbal cues like you pressing your phone always. People may feel like, oh, there's something important you have to attend to, and nobody may want to talk to you. So ensure that you're friendly and approachable, especially at events. Remember that networking and creating and sustaining networks all starts with you. So ensure that as much as you're keeping all the rules, that you're also someone that reaches out to connect with other people. Now let's look at how you can connect and sell yourself on social media. We've talked about networking, especially as it relates to conferences and events, but that's not only where networking can happen. Networking can happen on a lot of platforms like virtual platforms. And right now, there are different ways by which you can connect on social media. First, you need to start by thinking of what social media that works best for you, depending on your set goals. And now I have to take out time and ask you, did you ever set your goals? If you haven't, what's the point of listening to all this? Go ahead and make sure that you're implementing all that you are learning on these trainings. Then another thing is to consider. For instance, in tech, you may find that the dominant social media platforms that are relevant for you right now may be Twitter and LinkedIn. Go ahead and make sure that you do your research. Don't just base on what you heard from me. Do your research and be sure that these are the two platforms that work for you right now. Now, once you've decided and chosen your social media platforms, then you need to start becoming active there. Create the right image of yourself by the kind of posts that you make. Don't be the sort of person that makes posts that are diversionary. Don't make posts that are incendiary. You're talking about people's tribe, people's choices of religion, people's choices of political preferences, etc. Stick to something that promotes positive conversation. You can talk about your progress in your field. You can talk about helpful things for clients, for people that are trying to be in this career that you are in. Try to create the right image of yourself. You will note that this is very important, especially when you're looking for new business clients, new job opportunities, or when you're looking for opportunities like international fellowships. So create the right image of yourself. Also, research and verify information before you share. This is very important. Don't be the sort of person that goes on to share any information that you see on the internet. The fact that something is on the internet does not mean that it must be real. There are a lot of people that share fake news on the internet. So research and verify information before you share. If you cannot verify it, there's no point it's coming from you. Then let your post be seen as something that is reliable and something that is trustworthy. This helps you to build a sort of reputation, and this way you can build trust and build followership, and you get to be seen as somebody that can be trusted. Seek out like-minded people like you that you like to know better. Comment on people's posts, people's links. Right? Comment in a strategic manner. Don't just leave comments like nice one, good on people's posts. That's not how it works. You need to give strategic comments according to what was posted. So if a perspective that you have is different from what they posted, there's no need being insulting about it. You can give your own perspective with very mild and good language, and you can get the conversation going. Ensure that you don't leave half-hearted comments for people, but you leave comments that are actually positive and drive the conversation forward. And this is also one of the ways that you can be able to increase your network, because people can be able to see your comments and then try to connect with you. Also, ensure that your online profile is always up to date, especially if you're using platforms like LinkedIn, which may require you to fill in things like your last job positions, your skills, and things like that. Ensure that your profile right there is up to date. Then identify your niche. What are your interests? What is your talent? What is your passion? Focus on those things that you actually have skills in. You can share about your interests or your knowledge. If you know you are gifted in if you know you've gained skills in graphics development, you can share things that business people don't even understand about graphics development. For example, a lot of business people feel like mock-up logos are actually logos. You can point out some of those little things, and this can help create a niche for yourself, help people to understand the kind of value that you bring. Be of value to others, become a trusted advisor, be the sort of person that people know that if they come to you, there's value that you can give. Help as many people as much as you can, and also be social savvy. Also understand that as you're trying to connect and sell yourself on social media, it doesn't mean that you give out a lot of information, much more than you are paid for. Sometimes you may need to set aside time and then not dedicate a lot of time on social media just because you want to connect and be of value to people. Then also ensure that you spend time on social media group tools such as LinkedIn, Facebook groups of your industry. Yes, there are lots of Facebook groups in your industry. Search out some of them. If you are in UI UX, just search UI UX on Facebook. You may see it. You will see that there are groups, lots of groups that are dedicated to UI UX, and that is just an example. For whatever track that you are in, there's a Facebook group that is very active, that is helping people in your track, and people in your track are using to get information, using to advance in the industry. Join those groups and actively participate, whether it's on LinkedIn or on Facebook. There are also groups on LinkedIn. Share some of your expertise for free. Begin building a fan base because they know that they can trust you for expert advice and for your information. Create the right content at the right volume. So, creating content could be things like written content, that means you're typing lots of words, or just photos where you can create designs all by yourself, or videos where you can make a video of yourself talking over a matter that is important. Always ensure that you include visuals in your post. Visuals are very important, whether it's a photo of yourself or another photo that further pushes the message home. Also ensure that if you're getting a photo from the internet, that you appropriately tag the source that you got it from. Don't just get a photo from Facebook or from LinkedIn or from Google and just put it out there. Ensure that you get the source that you got that photo from and you mention it in your post. Then ensure that you encourage people to actually converse and add their opinions to what you said. Now, this is the time when we need to do something. Some of us have been in this fellowship for months. Some of us have never posted anything on the Slack channel. I want you to take out time and connect with people. Take out time and introduce yourself. Say what skills you've learned in these past few months. You can include a photo of yourself in the post that you're going to be making on Slack. Include your social media handles. Encourage others to drop theirs. Encourage others to share their experience in this fellowship. Make it a post on Slack. Go ahead and network with people virtually. Start practicing these things out now. You need to form relationships with people that have been on this fellowship. So make a post on Slack, include your photo so people can recognize you. Talk about your experience in this fellowship. Mention your social media handles and encourage others to respond to you. So this is a task for you to do. This is a task for virtual networking. So go ahead and create profitable relationships right now. In conclusion, remember that the richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everybody else looks for work. So make sure that you're improving your network every day, because as you keep working on your network, you are improving your net worth. Right, we've come to the end of this training. Don't forget to take your post test at this link. Take your post test at this link, and I will see you in the next one.